Welcome back, folks, to the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast COVID-19 leadership specials. On today's show, we have Ellis Yan, and hi, Ellis.
Hi.
But this show, before we do that, is just to let everybody know that it's sponsored by the National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors. Go to naild.org for information on joining us. And now we have a longtime NAILD member, TCP's president and CEO, Ellis Yan. Thank you for coming on the show, Ellis.
Thank you for having me.
Say hello to Ehrich.
Hi, Greg. How are you?
Good to see you as always, Ellis. Thanks for coming on. We're excited to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Ellis, when did you find out, like what day was it, or when was it that you found out that COVID-19 was a leadership issue for Ellis Yan at TCP?
I found this one way back a couple months ago because, as you know, I keep very close communication with my China team. Okay, so before Chinese New Year, we heard there's such things going on over there, but it was not very aggressive. Okay, and obviously during the period of the Chinese New Year, this whole thing become very aggressively involved and developed. So at that time, that's almost the last week of January. Based on that, we pretty much realized it. Oops, we're in trouble. At that time, our trouble started with the supply side. Okay, because as on the January 25th, when the Chinese government issued shutting down that area and most of the provinces, and we instantly realized it, we are not able to get our products out of China. That was our first major concern. Actually, the event moving forward proved we were absolutely correct, and we pretty much been shut down for about month and a half before our factory eventually able to get a permission to restart manufacturing.
So you are manufacturing products now?
Yes.
At
we
all
started
of your...
manufacturing the last week of February in a full capacity.
And how many factories do you have in China?
We have 7.
7
altogether.
Are all 7 of them up and running?
Correct. All at that time in a full capacity.
Do you have any factories in Hubei province or near Wuhan?
No, very fortunately, we don't. Not just we don't have in the Hubei province, we also do not have any vendors in the Hubei province.
Do you, when did it strike you that this wasn't a China problem, that this was a worldwide problem?
I would say about a month ago, because I keep very close. We do business in Korea and Japan. And because of that, all of a sudden, I would say the end of the end of the January, in the first week of the February, this virus started going out both in Japan and in South Korea. That really caught my attention. Say, oops, okay? Because if it happened in Korea and Japan, that means it will happen to every other cities around the world. Because these days, as you guys know, the communication, the transportation, China has a direct flight to so many cities on a daily basis. It's just inevitable.
Now, we know it's a threat to a lot of different industries, and it is to the lighting industry to some degree. We're getting, from my standpoint, a lot of people just aren't able to make any decisions right now, meaning we can't really sell a lot when they can't decide if they want to buy the lighting that we're trying to sell them. Do you think there's going to be some long-term lasting effects to the lighting industry because of this?
Yes or no? For anything, when you slow down and start picking up, always takes time. Okay? So if you ask me how long for recovery go back to normal, I would say maybe 3-4 months. Okay, in general. However, we keep a very close watch and a contact for the contractor's point of view, electrical contractor's point of view. Okay, today some of those jobs been shutting down, but when those jobs open up, it's overnight change and demand. So very difficult to judge is a short term or a long term. I
Sure.
still believe in
So
this.
short term, you're uncertain. Long term, you're positive.
Yes, very positive.
So you think that this is not going to leave lasting damage in the industry, or well, at least for TCP, you think TCP is going to emerge as strong as ever out of this?
Yeah, because what we firmly believe in this, you have so many jobs out there. You so many job sites out there. All the electrical contractors need to keep working.
Mhm.
That's the fact. If you allow people tomorrow all go back to work, they will all go back to work. And you have so many jobs right now pending because people not allowed to go back to work. As long as all the electrical contractors going back to work, that's it.
Hmm.
Are you having issues with lead time on products? I know you said January 25th was when they couldn't make it any longer. Now they're fully operational. Was there a time there that you had issues with getting product?
Yes, in the middle, we had a little bit issue about the components issue. That happens like a beginning of the March, because we had enough components carry over from the Chinese New Year period to restart manufacturing. But after that, we run into the small issues with our vendors in other provinces. But that was quickly resolved because those vendors in other areas, they bounce back pretty quickly. So today, we do not have the lead time right now. We actually have containers moving 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, every week. We move
From
our stuff
China
out
here.
of China, right?
Yeah. And might be an odd question, but I've actually had people ask this. Are there any concerns on that product coming over being potentially contaminated? Not that any of your factories are in the area that of primary concern, but has that been talked about with the packaging material in terms of the wrapping, the cardboard, anything like that?
Okay, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Fast boat from Shanghai to LA is 18 days. Okay. A container from Shanghai to Cleveland is 28 days. Okay. And scientifically, I've been told today, any possible contamination of the material will not last for a few days. So I think no matter what happened over there, after 18 days, should be all clean. So I do not have this issue. Remember, it takes 18 days to cross the ocean. 18 days.
Where are your distribution facilities in the United States? You have one in Cleveland. Oh, you say Cleveland. Is there one in California as well?
One in California, correct.
2.
No, that's all the main TCP warehouses. We also have the local distributors, local people carry that for us. We have one in Boston. It's our reps warehouse we're using. We do the distribution over there. We have another small warehouse in Charleston, and also doing the same thing. We stock the products over there to do the local service.
When you were thinking about this, when you were in the transition period, what was your greatest concern with this? When you knew that and I'm talking from a lighting perspective, not in a business perspective. When the disease began to outbreak and the response was in North America and kind of easing up in China, what was your concern on the business outlook, or were you just saying buckle down, we ride it out, we'll come back strong after? What was your position?
My position, even not buckle down, I just keep moving.
Just keep moving. Don't even slow down.
Yeah, you cannot slow down. Okay, I do believe, like I said, if tomorrow, if all the electrical contractors is allowed to go back to work, it will be huge demand in the market. So I want to make sure TCP is the number one guy. TCP having full stock. TCP have a full service right there at that moment. Now the only challenge we are running into, or some kind of risk, is when that day will come. Right? I still believe sooner or later it will come. So instead of just lay back, waiting for this whole thing go away, or you get yourself ready. So I'm not even buckled down. It's me. You guys know me, okay? I just say go, right?
You know, it's funny because we've interviewed a couple people now, and some of them are cautiously optimistic. Others are a little cautious. Some of them don't want to release the show we did with them. Ellis Yan, I mean, you're not being foolish or anything like that, but you're optimistic about the future. You sound like you're excited about the business still.
Exactly. Exactly. Because like I said before, all the jobs still out there. Okay. When the whole thing goes away, those jobs still have to come back, and somebody need the products to finish those jobs.
That's why you're,
guys.
That's why you're the king.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is one other one is lighting? Do you consider lighting essential?
Yes.
Is lighting an essential business?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, sometimes I feel kind of funny and odd when people buy any toilet papers. Okay. But when you really think about in our basic life, what will make you feel? Where the feel come from? The darkness. The darkness.
The fear comes from the darkness.
Okay. And unfortunately, this coronavirus survived in the darkness because we cannot see it.
We got to bring the light.
You need the light. I tell you, light gives people sense of the safety.
Light is the heart of security and safety. It is
Correct.
the source, the source of, it's also the source of
system.
disinfection.
Correct.
Spiritual and actual, actually.
Correct. The lights will get people to clean up their knots and table. You need the lights to do everything we need to do. Sometimes people don't think that way. They forgot it. They just simply forgot. It's
even, you know what? And even to be religious, Christ is the light of the world. It's everything.
Right.
I mean, I don't need to say it, but like our references to light, the reason why we're so passionate about light as humans is because it does all these things for us. It makes us feel secure. It grows our food. It gives us our energy. It makes us, you know what I mean? It does everything for us. That's a great point, Ellis. That's a fantastic point.
You know, I mean, old-fashioned way in the house, if you open up anybody's cabinet closet, you will find out there's a couple packs of light bulbs over there. Right? Because people say,
I love it.
Light bulbs because you need it. Because just in case your light bulb burns out, your lights burn out, you need the lights, guys.
You know what? Light bulbs are the number one thing everybody stocks.
Yes.
Everybody has light bulbs in stock.
Correct. Even today, they will stock more. Just give them a sense of the safety.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Everybody feels safe, calm, because they have light bulbs.
Nobody's going back to candles, Yan. Ellis, no one's going back to candles, Ellis Yan. Nobody.
Okay?
That's right.
We are ready. That's why I come home moving forward. We are actually speed up. We get a light bulb ready. We get a fixture ready. We just tell people we are here to serve you.
Woo,
so we will
awesome.
never, TCP will guarantee everybody out there, you will never have the darkness because we have the lights and we know the lights.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. Woo.
Passionate. Bringing that passion again that we need right now more than ever. We appreciate that, Ellis. That's awesome.
And you know, it's not that we're excited. That's not the right word. We're passionate. We're prepared. We're ready, Ellis.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I want to ask you a question that is maybe you're the only person in the lighting business that can answer this question. There's one other person, maybe Margaret Wong could answer this question. Okay. Does the United States need to change its relationship to China? Is it going to emerge from this? Can it emerge from this crisis stronger, or does it have to emerge from this crisis weaker?
Let me put it this way. After this thing going on, I think both China and everybody else have to realize it. You cannot live alone. Not single country. Anything happen in one country will impact everybody else. Okay? So for that reason, everybody has to work together. Okay? The US, China, just in general, they should have much better relationship, cooperation, and moving forward. That's on the one side. On the other side, really, through this exercise, people also realize it, saying, you know what, maybe we should have something need to be assembled in US or made in US. Okay? That based on each type of industry and each type of the products people are producing. You know, because like you said, certain things is essential. People have to have it. Okay.
Has this made you, I know you're considering or you are doing some U.S. manufacturing.
Correct.
Has this made you think more about doing more of it, or has that affected anything?
We're going to do more of it, okay? Because we see as an opportunity, Okay. And we also see how we can secure a smooth our business, because Assembly USA give us a couple of things. Number one thing give us is the flexibility on inventory. Because we bring in the components, we can literally assemble the components into different type of the products. That's the key.
So it gives you
also
flexibility on the fixture side.
Correct.
But are you going to build light sources in the United States?
Yes, we are looking at too. As a matter of fact, we already have 2 machines in our warehouse to assemble the light bulbs. We are still in the middle of the process to figure out what's the final version we are going to do. Yes, absolutely.
I've always said that I think, it makes total sense that lighting is a militarily strategic technology as well. Not only, is it essential, but it's also like essential to the structure of your society. Where do you think, so in the last 10 years, the lighting industry has undergone massive transformation, destructive change, whatever kind of thing you want to call it, Ellis. And this is another blow in an industry that's already been rattled. Is there going to be a new group of leaders that emerge from this COVID crisis in the lighting business? Because the lighting business needs new leaders.
Absolutely. But you look at different ways, not because somebody has a new lights, as somebody able to set up the direction of the business and how we deal with those circumstances right now. How do we lead the industry? How we give the industry the certainty, how we're going to service the market. Has nothing to do with the products. For the last 10 years, is oriented is by products. But now it's not by products. It's how the lighting industry going to serve the market in the best way we can. So too much focus on the products in the past, too much focus on the LED on the past. And this, whatever going on the coronavirus, teach us a lesson saying, you got to figure out a way to keep your business model survive, to keep your service survive, and how you service your customers. I think that's what I see the difference as we're moving forward.
Ellis Yan, thank you for being a guest on the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast.
Yes, thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay.
Always a pleasure, my man. Take care.
Thank you again. Bye now.
Bye.
The National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors. Go to naild.org. In times of crisis, you need your friends, you need your peeps. We're your peeps in the lighting industry if you are a lighting distributor. And yes, I'm standing up because I'm under COVID-19 stress like everybody else. So I'm in a different place doing different things. But out there, thank you for listening. And of course, thank you to the king, Ellis Yan. The return of the king. He's back. He you know what? Excited is not the right word, Greg. What is it? Passionate?
It's passion. Yeah. I mean, he brings it and it's kind of refreshing to see in a way. All we're hearing is a lot of the down, bad news, things like that. Ellis brings it and says, you know what? We're going to keep rolling. We're going to come out of this stronger than ever. And that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, we got stock. As soon as everybody's ready, we're going to be shipping. I love it, man. That's how I feel. I feel the same way, man.
Yeah,
I feel the same way. Yeah, man. So go to naild.org. TCP, another NAILD member. It's a long-time NAILD member. Greg and Michael NAILD members. Come on, you got to join us. Thanks for listening.